Cricket presents The Warm-Up. Hey folks, I'm Neil Beasley, and it's the state semifinals. We are this close to naming state championships, but not before some great action. Time to get you warmed up. We're down to the final four in all classifications. Let's preview some of the key state semifinal games in the lineup. The monster game this week is probably one of the most anticipated games this season. Duncanville versus North Crowley. It'll be at Allen's Eagle Stadium Saturday afternoon. They've been on a collision course all season, and it comes to a head at 3 p.m. Saturday. After being beaten fairly badly in last season's state semifinal against these Duncanville Panthers, North Crowley regrouped and forged ahead. Coach Marcus Gates put together a difficult non-district schedule that saw his Panthers go undefeated. Then they cruised through district play. The playoffs saw little resistance either, as North Crowley defense showed its dominance time and time again behind stars like Jonathan Cunningham. Duncanville had a battle with nationally ranked St. Francis out of Maryland. That was a non-district, but not many tests from then on. They have a wide range of 4 and 5 stars on both sides of the ball, including the state's most deadly pass combination of Keelan Russell to Decorian Moore. This one should be a lot closer than last year's tussle, and many feel North Crowley can be the team to stop Duncanville's run to the 6A Division I state title game. In 5A, Argyle is taking on South Oak Cliff for a trip to the Division II state title game. This matchup happened 2 years ago, with Sock pulling off the 14-6 win on a foggy Friday night. This year, the game will be Friday night at Ford Stadium at SMU. South Oak Cliff is coming off a butt-kicking of Port Neches Groves in a long-awaited rematch of their state championship game from a year ago. With a packed house at Stephen F. Austin, the Golden Bears proved that they were far superior and avenged last season's loss with a 56-14 victory. Sock is running roughshod over everybody behind a slew of tailbacks, including Levon Morton and Debo Williams. But this game will come down to the battle of the trenches. Pure grade A beef on the lines for both teams, and which defense can fight through and get to the quarterback should win. Argyle has been running efficiently too, with Watson Bell and quarterback McGuire Gasperson running his RPOs. State title game is on the line, and this one should be fun. You want to talk about fun? How about heading out to the Star Friday night for Denton Ryan against Highland Park? It's for a ticket to the 5A Division I title game. And although both teams have championship pedigree, we never expected to see a state semifinal without Aledo in it. But here we are. Thanks to the Kingslayers at Denton Ryan, the Raiders trailed Aledo 21-10 before scoring 21 straight points and sending the Bearcats home for the winner. The double-trouble backfield of Nemo Warmate and Trevon Reynolds have led the Raiders to this long playoff run, but the X factor is Braden Mussett. He's so versatile and must be accounted for by opposing defenses. That opposing defense this week is one of the best in North Texas. The Scots have swallowed up a lot of good offenses, and with the play of sophomore quarterback Buck Randall, things have been quite well for those undefeated Scots. Should be quite the contest this Friday night.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
At Cricket, get free Samsung Galaxy phones.
Inside High School Sports is brought to you by Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
Our Inside High School insider, Matt Diggs, gives us his thoughts on some of the key state semifinal matchups in the picks.
The state semifinal time and the biggest and best games around the state of Texas can be found right here in North Texas, and it doesn't get much bigger than North Crowley and Duncanville. The widely awaited rematch of last year where Duncanville took North Crowley to task and forced North Crowley to really rethink their program and to evolve Has North Crowley done that? This game will be a chance to find out. North Crowley has done everything you could ask for. Quentin Gibson has been fantastic. Jimerson has been incredible as well. They've stepped up Daniel Bray at running back. They've played a higher level of competition. The coaching staff is next level, but Duncanville has everything that you could ask for. They've got an elite level defense. They haven't given up more than 14 points all year, except when they played a national powerhouse out of St. Francis. They got the best player on the field, and when I think about a matchup that is this evenly forecasted between North Crowley and Duncanville, I got to take the best player on the field, which is Keelan Russell. Give me Duncanville to pull out a slight win over North Crowley. The only upset for me would be is if this game was a blowout. I think it's definitely much more competitive than it was in the past. South Lake Carroll against an unlikely team in the Longview Lobos. Longview dismantled DeSoto this past week. South Lake got by Denton and is continuing to find ways to win all methods, despite mistakes, despite getting down in that game. They come back and find a way to win. I think they're going to do that again. The blonde hair, the state of Texas, and the trash cans are going to take out the Lobos of Longview. I think maybe even convincingly. But last time I said that, I had to eat a little bit of crow, a little bit of Lobo crow, if you will. 5A Division 1, you've got Highland Park and Denton Ryan. Denton Ryan with a big win over Lido, finally dispatched that and got past their arch nemesis against a really good Highland Park. Highland Park has to prevent the negative plays. They can't have red zone turnovers. They can't let punts get returned for touchdowns. If they can avoid those kind of things, I think they'll take Denton Ryan by 1 to 2 scores. On the bottom half of the region, 5A Division 2, South Oak Cliff versus Argyle. The way South Oak Cliff is playing, they're just on a next level. I mean, the way they beat the defending state champions, they have losses to Duncanville, they have losses to North Shore, but they also beat a little team called Longview, who we've already talked about in 6A. I think South Oak Cliff is just across the board a little bit better, a little bit faster, a little bit hungrier. Argyle is not prepared for what South Oak Cliff is going to do, so I think that South Oak Cliff wins this game pretty comfortably. Salina versus West Plains, I thought we were going to be talking about Salina versus Stephenville at this point, but Salina, I think, is a healthy favorite over a West Plains team who is just happy to be here. I'm the professor, and those are my state semifinal big school picks.
We caught up to a big-time athlete from the Metroplex in this week's Recruiting Trail.
Howard Brown. Class of 2025. I attend Aubrey High School. A coaching staff that's already established, a culture, a winning culture. A school that has a great education base and just coaches I can trust, feel like family. I just want to be one of the guys that can ultimately bring a big impact to the team, be a leader, and leave a legacy wherever I go. I'm a pretty chill guy. I just do what I do, and I'm humble about it. I'm a fast dude, and just you gonna see the speed on the field. Win another state medal in track, and just graduate, honestly. Just keep going. Don't let anything slow you down. Whatever you want to achieve is possible.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
At Cricket, get free Samsung Galaxy phones.
Inside High School Sports is brought to you by Golden Chick. One taste and you're golden. And by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, together we do more.
Our producer, Ward Fasold, caught up with another great area coach in this week's Media Day segment.
All right, it is Media Day. We are joined with Denton Ryan head coach Dave Henigan. Coach, it's always good to get your get backs, right? Everybody loves their get backs. You only had one loss this year. You ended up getting that back. I'm knowing you as I know you. That was a Saturday, Sunday. We're happy with that win. Sunday night, it's on to the next game. But how happy are you with the way the team is playing going into a game at the Star with Highland Park?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was really it was Saturday. Normally, I never watched the video that night. I always just let it go till the next morning. But really, it was Saturday. Watched the Alito game and then put it to bed first thing Sunday morning. It wasn't even Sunday, so because we know what's in front of us, and so it was a great win for us. They're hard to beat, man. They're hard to beat, and I was really proud of the way our kids played. And then we obviously have to turn right back around and have a huge one this week.
I was going to say it's no rest for the weary. You guys have a challenge here with this Highland Park team. Talk about how their defense may pose an issue that maybe you haven't seen that much of this year.
Well, I mean, they're good everywhere. I mean, they're not. They're really dynamic on offense. I think the quarterback's a great player. They always have a big O line and do a lot of stuff. They're really well coached, cause you a lot of problems in a lot of different ways. And then defensively, I think they've really evolved over the course of the year. They're playing a lot more man coverage than they've played in the past, from what I see, especially lately. And so we have to be prepared for a little bit of everything. They're physical, big kids up front, and obviously do what they're coached to do. And play great team defense. And so, we're going to have to bring our A game. We know. I mean, we've been in these things before with them 4 times. And so we know how hard it's going to be.
And when you talk about your A game, obviously you talk about that stout defense of yours, incredible offensive line, and now your running backs back there with Trayvon and Nemo have been doing such a good job of just pounding it. And you get a little bit of a lead, you can suck that clock down to the point where it's hard to come back on you. How important is it for you to get a lead early against Highland Park and kind of take control of that time of possession?
Well, I mean, anytime you can get out in front, I think it's, it can help you win the game. But, you also have to understand that, that if to win in December, you may get down and you have to have the mental toughness to come back. And so, and even if you get up early, you have to understand, that the team you're playing is going to come back and it's going to be a 4-quarter battle. I think that's the biggest step that this group took last week. The first time we played Alito, we didn't know how to win against a great team. And I've won in December. A bunch of my coaches have won in December. This program has won in December, but this team had not won in December until last week. And they really took a step forward in that respect. So to answer your question, getting out early is great, but that's not our mentality. Our mentality is get out early, great. It's going to be a 4-quarter battle. Fall behind early, okay, it's going to be a 4-quarter battle. So that's the mentality you have to take this time of year.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. Luckily, we got a game at the Star, so whatever elements happen to happen outside, we don't have to worry about it because we're in a nice little bubble. Good luck against Highland Park, Coach, and thank you for joining me.
All right, thank you.
Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you are warmed up for some Texas high school football playoff action. And get out to a game. There's only 2 weeks left.